What is up, guys? My name is Jack McNeil. You're watching MLB Talk 101 here. I'm very glad to be joined by Dillon Maples, top pitching prospect for the Chicago Cubs, now pitching for the Kane County Cougars. Dillon, you were a top high school prospect. You signed, you were known as one of the tougher signs. You broke a record for the highest signing bonus for someone past the second round. So it was a tough sign, and they took the leap of faith and went with you. Unfortunately, you had some injuries, and now you're here. What can be said about that whole year of recovery? And I know it's got to be frustrating for you, a football star, sticking with baseball, and then having to go through the ligament strain, which can ultimately lead to Tommy John. So, how did it feel to be back and playing baseball?
It's good. Going through high school, I wasn't ever injured. I was one of those guys, played just about every sport, and was never hurt. And then, I get my sign first year of pro ball, and come away with this injury. So it was kind of tough, but I learned a lot my first year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're still learning with pitching coach Ron Pelotto. I talked to you yesterday. Obviously, a former major leaguer with 12 different teams. What is it like to have someone who's really been in the major leagues and has that experience? And have you learned a lot this year in your first year of low A?
He's been up there. He's experienced everything we're going through right now. So he's telling us a lot. So it's great to have him around.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Chicago Cubs obviously struggling at the major league level, but they're getting better and better, and their farm system is pretty well packed right now. How does it feel, at least, to be part of this new Cubs generation, this new organization, with the Albert Almoras and those top picks? Do you feel any pressure, sort of like we got to get up there and win some championships with the Chicago Cubs organization, or do you feel any pressure at all from that, or no?
There's a little urgency. Everybody wants to win. The new front office and everybody, they got a nice charge. But it's nice, playing with all these guys right now. They can really swing it, and there's a lot of talent on the field, so it's nice.
Yeah, definitely. Now, how do you feel with your secondary? I know because you had a ligament strain. Was there any troubles adjusting and getting back to being fully comfortable with your secondary pitches at all?
No, not really. My curveball, I've always had a good feel for it. So my biggest thing is just letting it go. That's where I get in trouble, kind of holding back. I just got to get out there and just let it fly.
All right. And what could be said about your season so far? Obviously no players are really satisfied with no matter how good their performance is, but how much have you learned this year, and what do you expect moving forward?
I've learned a lot about myself this year. I've had ups and downs. But my main thing I've taken away thus far from this year is, you got to get back up on that horse every time. So
definitely. Yeah. I'll just one more question of Albert Almora. He had some injuries earlier in the year, and it's kind of hard not to talk about him when you're talking about the team. You and him, some of the top guys on this team. What can be said about him, his work ethic? I know when he was out, he was just really dying to get back, and you went through the injury. Everyone goes through injuries. What is it like to have him on the team, and how much of an impact does he make on the team?
He's a great guy, and then a greater baseball player. He works hard on the field. I'm his roommate off the field at the hotel, so he's just a great all-around guy. Somebody you want in your clubhouse, definitely playing behind you in center field. So, great guy, great ball player.
Yeah, that's what we've heard so far. And just one more thing about the draft, just going back to the draft recently happened. Did you have any words of advice to any guys that you may have known in the draft? Obviously going through showcases and different things like that. Did you know any guys that were drafted high, or what did you take away from your own draft experience?
Don't get too caught up in the whole draft. It's important, but it's more important about what you do when you get drafted. So, I was taken in the 14th round, I was upset, blah, 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 but, I was still able to sign. So, just don't get too caught up in when you're selected, and you just got to be able to perform after that.
Yeah, exactly, and again, Dillon Maples, we'll see how he performs the rest of the year, but getting back in there after the tough injury, pitching for the Chicago Cubs, one of the top prospects, and see how you do. Good luck, man.
Thank you.